Hey, good morning, guys. Shooting video a little bit early this morning, so I'll probably sound a little bit groggy. So, my last video, I did a 2,000 round kind of update on my KelTec RDB, just kind of shooting some rounds downrange, telling you thoughts, how things have been going for the last year owning this rifle. And I'd kind of mentioned that I was going to look into installing a new butt pad on the rifle, and so I got on Haga Defense's website. I think it's also called Dan Haga Designs. So they got kind of a whole bunch of different accessories, different rifles, just kind of upgrade parts. So if you've never got on their website, check them out. Let me just verify the website name there. Yeah, they go by Haga Defense, but they're out of Towson, Maryland, so I actually used to not live too far from there. But yeah, I think it's a relatively new guy on the block, but looking at their website, they got a lot of cool shit. Looks like it's mostly like 3D printed stuff, so initially I was like a little bit skeptical, like how good a quality can it be? And then after I kind of read up on 3D printing just for personal stuff, some of the filaments you can use are actually pretty tough stuff. So yeah, I gave them a second look. But anyways, enough talking. Let's dive right into the unboxing. Kind of give you my thoughts on just how they send you the parts, and then we'll do a quick install on this. So here we go. So came in just a small box, a little 6x6 box here. So I initially got on there to order the butt pad, and then I was looking at their other stuff, and I really like their safety selector. It's all aluminum, where the RDB is plastic. So they got aluminum safety selector that actually is pretty nice, and I had that one in my shopping cart, but I ended up taking it out and opting for the flared magwell. This is something I'd been looking at for a while. I've had a few other viewers recommend the flared magwell, so I wanted to give it a try. Maybe I won't like it and I'll take it off, and maybe I'll offer it to you guys if I don't care for it. But anyways, so with that being said, this is how the stuff came in the box. Just came in Ziploc bags. So this particular bag just has the flared magwell. So let's take that out, take a look at it. Sorry, workbench is kind of a mess. I'm actually out in the shop versus my reloading bench, but here's kind of a close-up of it. It seems to be pretty high quality. There's no really burrs or anything on it. I know some injection molded or even printed items that can leave a lot of burrs, so they definitely have a lot of attention to detail like that. You notice up close, it's got a little bit of a texture to it. It's kind of semi-smooth. It's not really rough, but not quite as smooth as the KelTec plastic there. So color is not sure how well it's showing up in the video. You can see it very slight, and I don't know if some of that's because of the texture and just the reflection you're getting off the light, but the color is very close. I think it may look a little worse in the video than what it actually is, but this is, you guys just saw it. This is I just happened to fit this thing right up, and it slid right on. Very, I want to say very tight fit, but yeah, the tolerances are very close on this. So yeah, it's not sloppy right now, and I just put it on there. So we'll pop that on there, leave that aside. They did put in, there it is. Looks like I sent some a little bit of swag there, a little sticker. They've got the 4 screws for the flared magwell, and it looks like they put a hex key wrench in there as well. As far as the butt pad, this was the main thing that I was shooting for when I ordered. So we got 2 screws and a washer there. Those are hex head as well. Let's get that box out of the way. And the butt pad itself See, they got a Magpul butt pad. I'm not sure what that is off of. Maybe you guys know. I don't know which rifle stock they adapted that from. If it's something from their M4 line or one of their precision rifle lines. I don't know. I didn't care enough to really investigate, but this is definitely very solid. It's even got the QD mount there, which the original RDB does not. So now the only thing this doesn't have on it is the top sling loop like the RDB. Personally, I've never used this one, but I don't know, maybe that's a deal breaker for some of you guys out there that are using this currently and you like that setup. This one does not have that, so keep that in mind when you're making the purchase. So really, there's no instructions that came with the order here. I know most guys that are working on rifles are kind of do-it-yourselfers anyways, but for you guys that are pencil pushers, so to speak, that don't really mess around with assembling stuff and things like that, there are no instructions. So yeah, we're only dealing with a couple screws. Not a big deal, but they're not telling you wrench sizes or anything like that, because I noticed they only sent me one wrench with the flared magwell screws. So I don't know if they're custom packing these or custom making this stuff to order, and they just kind of made that decision, hey, we're sending this guy 2 parts, it's the same size screws, just only throw 1 wrench in there. I don't know how they make those decisions, but yeah, the butt pad did not have a wrench with it, but I don't know if that's because they sent me one with the flared magwell screws and they're the same size screws. So yeah, so just know you may or may not get a wrench. They do not have instructions. I think it's pretty well self-explanatory once you get in here. Just before the video, I did fit a wrench up, and 2.5 millimeter wrench fits these little cap screws pretty good. It's kind of pops into place. I did not check the thread pitch to see if these are metric or standard. So is it a fluke that the 2.5 millimeter wrench fit, or is this actually a metric screw? That I don't know, because I didn't check thread pitch. The standard wrench, I believe it was 5/64, slides right in on these as well, but it's definitely a little more sloppy. So I'm gonna venture to say these are metric screws, but I could totally be wrong. So anyways, let's go ahead and put this together. Get this set up here. All right, guys, so start with the flared magwell here. So we got 3 screws, or actually it's going to be 4 screws we're going to be dealing with. So we got this guy back here, this guy, all right, I pointed to this one, I meant this one here. So we got that bottom guy, this guy, and then obviously the 2 on the other side. So let's kind of dive right in here. I'm going to run these without Loctite, or I may just come back in and redo this later. But yeah, I know a lot of guys, that's always kind of their beef with these screws is Loctite. Okay, so this wrench is not working on those screws. All right, so I am using the 3/32 wrench here. So maybe it's just a fluke. So that is probably the only thing I'd like to see a little bit different with the Haga Defense stuff is, yeah, do you need to put instructions? No, but maybe maybe just like a little slip of paper, like a little 4x4 piece of paper or something that says, hey, this is your wrench size, and maybe if they have any suggestions for install, like torque values, because I have read that it is very easy to over tighten this flared magwell, and you can actually cause yourself binding issues inserting your magazine into this flared mag well. So my suggestion, I'm not going to show this on the video, but my suggestion would be to maybe go back and check all of your magazines that you use. Now, I've also read that the Magpul D60, the D60 drum, does not work with this flared mag well. Okay, so I'm just going to start all these new screws that they gave me there. And we're going to go back in and snug these up in a moment. Like I said, the fit up on this is super clean. I guess what I mean by that is just, yeah, I mean, it's like zero effort, no fit up. I know a lot of stuff, man. You start getting into things like this, you got file and sand stuff. So yeah, I may go back and Loctite these, I think, for the amount of effort. Sorry, yeah, I lost my video cut out on me there. But yeah, like I was saying, make sure you check all your magazines when you do torque these down. We don't want to over tighten them to where we're obviously causing you know, rough mag insertions and things like that. But no, this just I snugged mine up pretty good, and again, these slide right in, no problem. So flared mag well, that's definitely a plus so far. I like that. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Take a look at our butt pad. So this was kind of our main focus that we was looking at. Take the rubber butt pad off, get that out of the way. Got 2 screws in the back. They give you 2 new screws to go with your new butt pad. Let's go ahead and take these out. Same wrench I had before. So man, my wrench is a little shitty there, but yeah, so we see it looks like there is, they might have used a little bit of thread locker here from the factory. You see a little bit on the end, so we're just going to do the install anyway without the thread locker, and we'll come back. I'm going to come back on my own and do this later, but I just want to show you guys the install on the. Alright, let's come back in here. So, like I said, shorter screw was on bottom there. And hopefully this is the longer screw. Alright, so I just slid right off. Our old part out of the way so we can see we got this all steel area here. When you guys go to use your thread locker, a good suggestion is, you know, just from grease and oil and stuff, depending on what you're using. That stuff will get back in here in these threads. If you're going to use thread locker, make sure you degrease your screw holes. That's a common mistake people always make with that stuff, is they put it on the screws or bolts, whatever they're using, and they insert them into oily holes, and stuff just doesn't set right, doesn't work as it's intended. So degrease the holes using alcohol or some sort of mild degreaser. Okay, new butt pad should just slide right on, which it does. It's a pretty minimal slop there. Now it looks like I'm going to have to take this apart to get to these 2 screws here. So yeah, I'm going to have to take out this bottom screw and nut, which is inserted through the QD cup. So I'm going to do that off camera here just so I'm not wasting a bunch of time. Hang tight. Alright, so got that taken off. They just had it lightly put together. They didn't have it screwed together very hard, so it didn't take very long. So we're going to go in here. We are going to put our short screw in up top. Okay, so got screw 1 in there. And then from here we could go ahead and put our butt pad back on, and that's where you're going to use this longer screw and washer. So it'll drop right into our butt pad there. Okay, and then your QD cup, just drop that right back in. Drop your screw, and it does have a nut on the back side that's accessible from the back of the butt pad. You may need to get a socket on that, guys. Get that actually snugged up. We'll see here if it's going to spin or not. I just kind of got my finger on the butt pad, snugging it up. So yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna go back in and just thread lock these. But you guys can see it's got a rigid install there. It didn't change length of pull by very much. Maybe added just a fuzz to it, maybe a ½ inch or so. I probably should have measured that before I put it on, but no, it's all good. So hang tight. I'm going to assemble this, show you what the final product looks like. Alright, so we got everything assembled. I may go back, like I said, and just put a little bit of thread locker on those. I think it would definitely go a lot for just reassurance and not having to worry about stuff. So anyways, flared mag well install. Thumbs up on that. Super easy to install. Butt pad, easy install as well. Again, definitely recommend the thread locker on those. Definitely more rigid. However, you're losing your sling mount up top, which I personally didn't use, but you're gaining a QD mount below the QD cups. So so far, thumbs up on the butt pad. I really like, well, one, I like the way it looks. I think it looks a little more high quality. Think the length of pull changed just a little bit, just slightly longer. All in all, guys, I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. Install was super easy. I think I had more issues with my camera cutting out than anything, but install was easy. I would verify screw size. I know that sounds really amateur on my part not to verify the screw size, but I'll be honest, maybe it's just more my set of wrenches. They're kind of used and abused there. I didn't check thread pitch on any of the screws. Being an American-made rifle, I would assume it would be imperial or standard inches, however you want to think of it. But for some of these screws, the metric wrench actually fit up better. It wasn't overly tight, but it wasn't sloppy either, to where I felt like I was going to round out the actual screws. So maybe have a standard and a metric set of hex key wrenches with you there. I know they do send you one little wrench for the new screws, but yeah, it seems like it's a little random as far as which wrench worked better for me. So again, sorry, I know it sounds a little amateur as far as not knowing which wrench was the proper one there, but I think you guys are all big boys and girls. You can figure that out on your own. I just wanted to show you what this would look like, kind of show you more so the quality of the part and what I thought of the Dan Haga Defense designs. I'd definitely give them a thumbs up. Again, I'd like to see them maybe put some tips and tricks on like a little note card or something in their packaging, you know, again, torque values or, you know, maybe suggestions for not over tightening because of, you know, binding issues on the magazines, you know, just something simple like that. But yeah, again, adds cost to the product. If you get on Haga Defense's website, I thought this was originally $90, but it was actually $80. And then this guy here was $40, and I was going to get the safety selector. I'll do that one another time. It was $40 as well. So prices aren't terrible. A little steep on the butt pad, but you know, for what you're getting, I think it's pretty good cost. So appreciate you guys watching. If you got any questions, post them in the comments, and we will see you guys next time around. Later.